You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast.
Eddie, I had another run-in with that fucking cleaner.
Dude, you and the cleaner, bro.
Well, listen, I think that he obviously sees me as the daddy of the office and he feels like he can just come to me with all of his gripes. Now, I've never encountered...
Did he come to you with a gripe or was...
No, dude,
was it a run-in?
I say g'day to him every time I see him, even despite the fact that I think he's a fuckwit.
Does he say hello back to you?
Yes. But it's like through gritted teeth, through a clenched asshole.
He does not vibe you.
No.
I saw him having a lovely interaction with someone else earlier.
Yeah, dude, he's friendly with everyone. Before I continue with this story, punters and dribblers, Dior hoodies, summer tan hats on sale tonight, 6 p.m. Be there or be square.
Don't be square, be there.
Don't be square. Don't be square, be there. 6 p.m. Summer tan hats, Dior hoodies, fucking anticipation at absolute fever pitch. P's and D's wet and horny for them. Don't miss out. Hellosport.shop. 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 6 p.m. Thursday tonight. Yeah, he doesn't like us. He certainly doesn't like me. I think he just...
The jury's out on me.
Well, because you're too much of a pussy to ever do anything to stick up for us as a company,
I literally never...
Yeah, because you always send me out there because I've got like really broad shoulders and I'm thick.
The only time you've been sent out is when you had to move your own car.
Well, I didn't have to. We were parked in.
Yeah.
And I had to take the stand.
That's the only run-in you've had.
But I'm taking a stand for the company there. How many times have you parked someone in? You don't. You go, I'll go park my car over here, Tom. You go and park them in and you go and fucking... And that's fine. I'm prepared to take a stand. Maybe it's because I'm a little bit more of a grumpy cunt sometimes. I don't know. Or you're a pussy. I make up your own minds, punters, dribblers. Either way, I always say g'day to him because I don't want to have any bad... You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to have issues with people in your goddamn building. But I'll tell you, since we've been here, we've had people take our park. We've had someone break in. We've had fucking... to change the locks. The bathroom doesn't have toilet paper.
The roof's leaking.
Huh? The roof's leaking. Bathroom doesn't have toilet paper. It doesn't have any soap in there, so we have to provide our own shitter paper and our own soap for what is a communal bathroom in this fucking place. Now, that adds as a nice segue to, I was out the front and I was throwing some things in the trash and I see him there doing some cleaning. And I go, g'day, mate, how you doing? And I chuck some shit in the bin. And then he just gets up and looks at me and goes, hey, buddy. And I'm like, yeah? Mate, you can't be leaving your beard shavings all through that bathroom, okay? It's a communal bathroom. It's not your bathroom. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? Why would you think that I would shave my beard at work, sir? That seems pretty ridiculous. And don't you think that maybe a nicer or more like cordial approach, collaborative approach to this situation would be if you just ask me if I shave my beard at work instead of just assuming that I do, rather than coming at me like this? Well, mate, this place has been empty for the last 3 years and ever since you moved in, I go, I don't give a fuck, bro. We don't shave our beards at work.
It's a big assumption to suggest that we did it when he opened his conversation with communal. Yeah,
but then he goes, but it's your bathroom. No one else uses it. And I go, well then...
People use it all the time.
People must use it. Is it our bathroom? Is it the people's bathroom? Because clearly we aren't shaving our beards at work, dude. And I was like, I go, bro, there's fucking piss left on the seats. There's shit left in the bowl. There's no soap. There's no hand towels. We provide all that stuff. Why would we then go and make the place a dirty fucking nightmare? Like, I was like, why would we do that? Can you explain to me why you think we do that? And he just kept going, well, it never happened over 3 years. I go, well, I don't give a fuck, bro. Like,
yeah, but like, he says it hasn't happened for 3 years, but there's a for sale sign out the front, which implies someone else has moved into the building, right?
Correct.
There'd be fucking rentals all the fucking time. There'd be people moving in and out of this place all the fucking time. So yeah, dude, 3 years ago it may not have happened, and I can appreciate that, and that's
cool.
That's cool, dude. But it's happening now, right? And we told you we didn't do it. We know that there's a fuckload of people moving in and out of this place all the time. So maybe it was someone else, or maybe it was you.
Yeah, maybe it was you, dude. I don't know. Where do you shave your beard or your hair that's deserting you? Not a point, unfair, balding's fine. But it is deserting him. And he's also really muscular. I'm like, this is a weird, you're an oddly muscular cleaner. But
he likes wearing tight shirts.
He definitely does. Really tight shirts. He's a smaller gentleman, but he's very muscular, and he's oddly fucking confrontational. So I just keep going, and I'm just sort of.
I wonder if he trains like Muay Thai or fucking.
Well, I certainly will never try and take anyone on.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, he could fucking snap kick me to the head, and then I'm like unconscious.
He's got a bit of that about him, though. I think.
Yeah. Well, listen. So I just to start. I'm going, dude. Like, I just don't know if you realize how unnecessary you're being or the way that you've approached the situation. I'm telling you we didn't do it, right? So that's the end of it. We don't shave our beards at work. I don't know how you operate. Maybe you do. We don't shave our beards at work. This isn't the place where we come to shave our beards. Shout out to Manscaped. It's not where we do it. Okay? So I don't care about your 3 years. We don't do it. And the way you approach this is extremely fucking unnecessary. And he goes, listen, man, do you want to have a conversation like a man or be a pussy? I just go, all right, bro, back to work. And I just walked inside and closed the door. I'm like, what do you want me to do? What do you want from me, bro?
Was he angling for a stink?
I don't think so, no. I don't think he was angling for a stink, but I'm like, I don't know how much more of
that's a Thursday that you remember. Getting in a punch on with a cleaner
at the
front of the office.
But I'm also like, in terms of approaching this conversation like a man, I don't know how much more you would need for me to do. Also, what does that mean? Does that mean punching on with you, or does that mean me standing here and like telling you you're fucking wrong?
I don't know. Maybe you attract this shit.
No, I just don't cop bullshit, dude.
Because it seems to happen to you a lot. As an observation.
No, I completely understand what you're saying.
Just as an observation. That's all I'm saying. And you could say you don't cop like a pussy, and that's sweet. And the stories that you've told me, I agree. They're pretty out there.
Yes.
Like the guy fucking still in the car park and then him accusing you of using the beard trim at work. I get you. But it does seem to... It does seem to happen around you.
The only way that I could explain... Like if you were to evaluate the way that thing went down, right? And how it got heated...
And you almost threw down?
No.
Outside the office?
No, yeah, outside the office with the cleaner while he had like a bottle of spray in his hand. He'd
I wonder if he'd used it. Bang.
Distract me and then kick me in the
fucking
nuts.
chlorine in the eyes, dude. You would have been blind.
I don't actually find myself in confrontational situations very often.
I think you do.
Yeah, I know, but I
think if there's like an average like confrontational meter, I think you find yourself...
I might be higher on the scale.
I think
That's probably fair.
Ella as well. She's higher on the scale.
I wonder whether it's about maybe the way you respond to. So like the only thing that maybe you could say about the way I did that was I was immediately offended at the way he spoke to me.
Yeah. Which then takes it in a different direction.
Where I just go, why the fuck?
See, I would have just gone, wasn't me, bruh. Wasn't us.
Yeah, it wasn't us, bruh. Clean it.
And that's it. It wasn't us.
But to me, I'm like...
Whereas you get offended by the question itself.
I get offended by the way he's behaving towards me.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, why would you... Like, because I always think that I treat people with respect, right? Mm. And not respect as in like, respect, man. Respect. I'm not like The Rock who's like blood, sweat, respect, you know? Not that sort of respect.
Although you have got a respect tattoo on you.
I've got respect across my chest. It's just out of shot. It's got respect, and then just below it is... what is it? Sweet mustard or die. But I'm just like... I don't like when people are fucking unnecessarily rude to people or like disrespectful or like trying to put something on us. And I'm like, the whole time we've been here, we've been nothing but like cordial to everyone and trying to like do the right thing, trying to, you know, like, and we've just been met with like, I feel like if you just allow the shit to happen, you then become the person who can just be like stepped on. And you just kind of need to put your foot down and go like, I'm not having you talk to us like this. You can be polite and you can ask us, mate, are you guys trimming your beard next? This shit everywhere. And I go, oh, no, actually, we've been noticing it as well. And then you have the conversation from there. But if you just like treat people like, if you allow yourself to just be stepped on, and by no means in a physical sense, because I don't ever want to get to a physical fight with anyone. I'm a bitch.
But do you like, but I think that the tempo in which you go in with invites a response out of certain people potentially.
Yeah, or
as
at
opposed
least
to
I don't calm the situation.
You don't calm it.
I meet the tempo.
You meet the tempo, and sometimes raise the tempo. And now you've got a tempo off.
Now we're
in a person who also likes pushing tempo. Now we're ratcheting.
Now the tempo's starting to go up.
You can argue that you don't get walked over, and sure, I suppose that's true. But I also think that there's other ways
to skin a cat.
To skin a cat where you don't get walked on, but you also get what you want. It's horses for courses, ladies and gentlemen, punters and dribblers, and it's as simple as that. Like, Ella goes in fucking hard in the paint, dude, always. And she can't work out why I don't do the same. And I'm just like, listen, darling, my opinion is that the world, although great, is still chock-a-block full of fuckwits. There's fuckwits everywhere. And that's like, it is what it is. And I'd rather not let a fuckwit I don't know get under my skin. Because you can't change, you can't, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, dude. Me fucking laying some old cunt out because he's fucking...
No, you would have...
Because of how he behaved at the cafe, doesn't...
No. You would have definitely, particularly with this gentleman, you would have...
I like being like a bit of a smart ass more than like...
Yeah, which is what you would have done.
Up.
Yeah, I would probably, if it was the 1-2 punch, the Tom and Eddy, it wouldn't have been good cop, bad cop, but it would have been tempo raise, like, fuck you from me. And then you just... Smart ass. But you know what, dude? I'm telling you, the way that fucker was being, the way that fucking piece of shit was being, you would have, I think you would have raised the tempo, but enjoyably so.
Yeah.
But I did come in and I had to do a couple laps around the office because I was fucking pissed off, and I put the Beatles on.
You do fume, bro. And now that
you've seen the old boy.
Well, I've seen the old boy. And now I know that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Let me tell you, I think based on what I've seen, Tom, I think you've fucking mellowed a pinch. I don't know if Annabelle's more mellowed, but you've got...
Nah, to be honest, we all have fire in the belly.
He's fired up.
Yeah, he can fucking...
But it's funny seeing like fire pass down from gen to gen. Like Ella's old man's fire is fuck, and Ella fire is fuck.
Yeah.
She doesn't take no shit. And like
Steph doesn't take no shit either. But Steph can outfire. Like Steph's more like methodical cult. Like she can just break it down fucking row by row and just dominate you.
Yeah, and all of a sudden you turn yourself into the police.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. No, sir, I did
You know what I mean?
I did it.
I did it. I'm guilty.
Yeah.
She's very convincing in that way. But be that as it may, Tom, or besides all that, The Office is great and we're loving it.
We're loving it. We are loving it.
We're really in our fucking element in here. We've been fucking playing games of pool. It's 5-4 in the Gordon tally. I'm up. But it's tight.
It is tight.
It's tight. It's tight.
We'll have another game here to square the series once we have concluded the podcast.
That's right. But it's all starting to come together. You might be like, what about your sets?
They aren't coming together.
This. Well, they are though. They actually are.
They are.
We
People keep going, oi, fucking change the camera angles on the podcast. Like, we will.
Yeah.
But this background, as you see it, grey brick, not going to be the background as it is. And this couch is not what we're going to be sitting on. It's just been a function because we're like, we basically had to get a electrical box. Yeah, so behind us there was like electrical power, like just to the right of Eddy, there was an electrical like wires
in the middle of the room, in the middle
of the wall, right? So the wall itself, if you're trying to film wide, just would have had this big electrical strip going down in a box and all this bullshit. So we were like, this ain't going to look good. So we had to get that moved, and that only got moved yesterday.
Looks a shitload better too.
It looks way better, and it's still doesn't look good, and it looks way better because there's just a big like different coloured stripe in the wall. But we've just getting everything into place now. And then About Even, which is just over there.
Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday we'll be on set. So get ready for that. It's going to look completely different. Completely different.
So don't worry about us, brah.
It's good.
There might be a Jack Rick cleaner running around trying to flog people, but besides that,
there might be a steroid cleaner with a spray bottle and
he might know how to use his hands.
He might be able to throw hands.
His hands may be illegal. Who knows?
We don't know. But listen, he's just, I can't remember what did fucking Garside say, our good friend Harry Garside. He's just doing the best he can with what he has. So don't judge. Even though I'm fired up, or I was fired up, I felt that the energy the kettle's cooled.
We've had the opportunity to nut it out, thrash it out.
He's obviously got a problem with us, and that's okay. That's fine. We have no problem with him, although we do, but we don't. It's fine. Life is good. Now, we did say if you paid attention to About Even, we do have a time crisis machine.
We do.
Which you can't see yet because it's getting fixed because your daddy's here. We know how to hunt a bargain.
We know how to hunt a bargain. We saw what the price of one working in full order cost. We got ours for fucking substantially less than that. Got a bloke in to fix it. We're probably coming out 45% ahead, Tom.
I think so.
Just off the top of the dome.
Our alter egos hunt a bargain, and we can find one when we need to.
So, look, is that fucking good for business? You better believe it.
Well,
did I have a dream about Time Crisis the other night? You fucking oath I did.
That's nice.
Fucking oath I did. And we were ripping that shit apart. It was a fucking great dream.
I can't wait for that when we're just able to, finish the potty, get up, blast a bit of fucking Time Crisis. We've also got a pool table, as I think you maybe heard us allude to before. We'll do a bit of a crib style reveal once it's all set up. We're going to have a bar. It's going to be nice. And then obviously the place is for work, punters, dribblers, but you've got to be able to enjoy yourself.
Well, you've got to be able to let your hair down.
Yes.
And shake it all around. It can't all be work.
No.
Because you need to be able to fucking relax. And I don't feel like I've been that relaxed lately, Tom. I
haven't. No, I haven't.
I got to tell you, I'm looking forward to a really relaxed weekend, punters and dribblers. You know when just shit just builds up and builds up and builds up and you feel like you're just getting fucking slammed and jammed?
I think we've been feeling both this way. We haven't really articulated it. We sort of have to one another, but I've also been feeling like, and again, you know, it's all relative. Life is fucking divine, but just you sometimes get into a bit of the feeling you just get that feeling. You're like, fuck, I just need
I need a breather.
Even if it's just like, okay, I need sometimes I think exercise actually helped. Like going for a run yesterday, like we did.
And a sauna on Monday night, dude. Holy shit, that pulled me out.
Sometimes I think that's the thing where, and we aren't the best at staying on track with that. But even just,
well, we are now.
We are now
because we're 4 months out.
We weren't, but we are. But just going for a trot yesterday just made me feel a lot better. But certainly, I think going and ripping and tearing at Gal at Gal's fight in Newcastle, then into a fucking rip and tear at Magic Round. All great things. Again, not complaining. Just being busy. But then I was like, oh, bro, I just need I need a moment. I went to bed last night at, I think, 8:30. And that was divine. I think... So, I noticed, on some of the videos, if it's a fucking...
Oh, you did actually go to bed early?
No, I went to bed early, but on a bloke episode or something was like, dude, Tom's definitely stoned. Or when we were looking at the videos, I was showing Steph the video of our Dior. Who do you think? She was like, you look half asleep. And I was like, I've been getting fuck all sleep recently just because I go to bed late because I'm fucking around. Nothing good. And then, you get up early or babies wake up or whatever. So last night, me and Steph just got into bed so early, nothing in my ears, just asleep. I slept probably 10 hours. I was like...
See, baby, you got to listen to your bod.
I know.
You got to listen to your bod.
It was good.
You know what I'm fucking jacked for this weekend, Tom?
Election.
No.
Okay.
Being able to, open my eyes at whenever the fuck I wake up and just go, I've got nothing to do today.
See, I'd probably suck your dick for that feeling.
I've got nothing to do today.
If I could, freaky...
Except fucking wander up the road and vote and have a fucking sausage sizzle. Bruh.
Freaky
That
Friday,
sounds fucking great.
We switch bodies and the only way to do it is for me to suck your dick and I just get to sleep in, I'd do it.
But not just to sleep in. I don't have anything on sleep in.
Yeah.
There's a big difference. I had a big sleep on Sunday night, but I wake up at 6:15 because I've got fucking work to do, and then I'm like, I've got to go to the potty. It's that's not. I might have got some good Z's in, bro, but that doesn't count.
No.
It's waking up without an alarm, I think, is what I'm looking for here. Yeah. And I haven't had it in a while.
I was saying to the boys before you got in, because you went out to dinner last night, so we shout out friend of the show, Gus Walker. I bumped into him at the shopping. I bumped into the Bottle-O.
And he's engaged. Congratulations,
Congratulations,
buddy.
Gus.
To you and Iona. Beautiful stuff.
Wonderful man. But he was like, oh, I'm actually going to dinner tonight with Eddy. Where the fuck you going? And I just was like, that lucky asshole. Just dinner, fuck it. He's like, yeah, we're just looking for some wine for dinner. I'm like, fucking cunts. They're going to some Italian joint, and me and Evie are pushing our trolley around Woolworths and going to the Bottle-O. It was just like, I said to them, I go, fuck, mate, I'm looking forward to Eddy having kids because I want to see his lavish, fun life taken away from him.
That's so etched, dude.
I just want to see him fucking in the trenches.
Yeah, I know you want to see me in the trenches, bro. Your time will come. Let me fucking lap it up. Let me lap it up, bro.
Oh, God. Mate,
it's gonna be a culture shock when my lavish life is taken away.
Oh, mate, it is. You can't help
carefree life.
But the best thing to do to anyone, if you've got a kid coming or you got him, is don't just steer into it. It's the only thing you can do, and enjoy it, because like it is great. But you do, obviously, there are moments where you definitely yearn for a bender at Cafe Nino's on a Wednesday.
You would have loved Cafe. Have you been?
There, yeah, I love it, dude.
We got garlic bread. We got the octopus, which is unbelievable. We got fucking garlic prawns up in there. We got like this.
It's a fucking great.
We got this like
it's on Queen Street or
Ocean
Street or whatever. It's in Woollahra.
It's on Ocean Street.
Yeah, whatever, you know.
We got a it's like pippies, but they're not pippies. Like clams with like this marinara sauce. I think.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Delightful.
Crab spaghetti.
Oh, dude, fuck.
Boscaiola made a return to my life.
Shout out to Boscaiola, dude. Steph loves a Boscaiola. She makes it sometimes, and I'm like, this is living. Steph's a great cook, actually. Yeah, dude, Cafe Nino's.
Check it out. It's an institution, punters and dribblers. If you're ever in the East, like it's not. It's a good vibe. It's not crazily priced. It's not cheap, but it's not crazily priced.
Great date night option though,
dude. Oh my god, bro. Great date night option. Holy shit, I almost forgot. We were sitting there last night and things are starting to thin out, right? And we're having a bit of a yarn and like there's not many people left in the room. And Ollie's just kicking me and he's going like this. I'm like, what, cunt? Stop kicking me. And he's like, have a fucking look over here. And then I look over and this guy's sitting down and he's probably 55 and then the same age woman and she's just leaning over and just working him over with the tongue.
Oh, I think you meant blowing it.
And it went for ages.
Dimly lit Italian restaurants is where people think they can get away with basically fucking in public.
Yeah. And she's going, for ages, like 10 seconds went by, 20 seconds went by, 30. I'm like, holy fuck, dude. And then she like stands up and she tries to drag him into the dunnies. Oh. And I'm like, oh my God.
Those toilets aren't.
No, they're not
root in those toilets.
No. And I think he knew that.
They're not up to rooting.
No. You can't get into your store work in these.
No. Especially because the line banks up like right outside the door.
They're not built for shagging. They're just not. They're really tight. They're really cramped.
And aren't they only like one and one? Like one in, one out?
One and one.
So if you're in there chonging, it's like,
it's hard to even get in there and by yourself and close the door. Like it's quite
cramped.
It's cramped. Anyway, I think he knows that. So he's like, listen, like we'll give it the bruh. And then he sat back and she goes to the toilet and is just like beaming literally ear to ear. He's so fucking chuffed. And we're like, oh, bruh, not bad. He's like, yeah.
Dude, that's ridiculous.
Oh my God.
Shout out to the public fucking
And then when I left, I heard them like plotting their next move. I'm like, holy
Where are we going?
shit.
Let's go to a park bench.
That dude's getting fucking his dick ridden off tonight.
Yeah, but like, what are they fucking like, high school? You know what I mean? Like that's the shit you do, and I was like making
but like
aggressively in public. It's like, what are you?
But like
17 years old?
but maybe if you haven't had the touch of a beautiful woman for a while, then
you just get it into me now.
Fuck it, dude.
Yeah, look, I mean, sure.
I think when you're that age, you crave to be 17 again, running around doing whatever you want.
That's also
10
a good
chicks
point.
in a night.
Yeah, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I just find the like public.
Look, I understand what you're saying,
right
but you
next to your makeout, you're like, oh.
But you haven't. You've got a loving wife, right? You haven't. You don't know this guy's situation. He might be 20 years off the job, and if a chick wants to hook up with him in a restaurant, let's play on.
Oh, no, absolutely. You got to strike while the iron's hot if you're 20 years off the job in an Italian restaurant, dimly lit, full of Boscaiola and pippies and, et al.
Yeah.
But doesn't mean I'm not. I can't. The problem is that if you're doing it, I'm watching, and I can't help it. And so now you're distracting me from the company, and all I'm going to do is watch you two hooking up, and it's going to be really off-putting. So do it, but no, I'm watching you and I can't help it.
PDA is a big day.
It's a huge day.
Know that.
It's one of the great days.
Some people are really into their PDA. Less so, I think. But in terms of like our friends, I can't think of anyone.
No, I don't have
Can you think of anyone that's like big on the PDA?
I think you notice it when you're in your early 20s, mid 20s, late 20s, and there's still like a few people that still do it, and you're like, Jesus Christ, okay, like. And then it sort of just like weans itself out unless there's like someone who's completely weird.
The last person I saw do it was the great John Ingate.
I'm not shocked by that.
King of the dribblers.
Dude, that's John Ingate at 50. The guy who showed Cafe Nino's yesterday is Johnny at 50.
Was it in a 5-star Italian restaurant as well?
No, it was in a cab. It was like we picked him up, him and his ex, we picked him up to go to Manly. And then as soon as they hopped in the cab, they're just like, in the corner. I'm like, bro, what the fuck?
Wait, did they get in the cab like together? Like
yes.
So they were with each other before by themselves, and then they got in the cab with you or whoever else and decided to turn it on there.
Yeah. That's the way Johnny operates.
And were you next to him in the back seat?
I was in the front, but Ella was just a bit like, what the fuck? I don't know if he still fucks that way. He probably does, Johnny.
He definitely does. Come on. John, I know that, and I've never been in that situation with him. I can just tell.
Yeah.
That's a vibe call.
Yeah,
man. John definitely does that.
Yeah. We'll say there's people, still proponents of PDA, but it's a dying art form, I think, in people our age. But it's uncouth because of what you said before. You can't look away.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it makes everyone uncomfortable.
You know what's the problem as well in the cab is like the sound that you can hear them making out. You know what I mean? You're like,
I don't recall the sounds.
I bet you could have though, dude. I bet, unless you got the radio on. I don't know. That sound of like hooking up is fucking, if it's not you, it ain't cool.
It is odd kissing.
Yep.
Like, if you think about it, like this urge to fucking jam your tongue into someone else's mouth.
Mm-hmm. Don't know what it's about. I don't know what the evolutionary imperative is.
What is the imperative? What's it tied to? Is there one?
There'd have to be something. There's usually a reason for everything. There's nothing that's like, this is a completely pointless thing that you do.
It couldn't be pointless. But it's also, are you sharing information or something on like a biological pheromone wipe level? I don't know.
Yeah. Pheromone wipe level. Yeah, it's the...
You know what I mean?
It's ancient pheromone wipes.
Do you all?
Yeah, like it is. I mean, it's definitely like evolutionary. There's a few things here. It says when humans kiss, their brains release chemicals like oxytocin, dopamine, and serotonin. So it's linked to like pair bonding, you know, those love hormones, being attached, being close to someone. And that's kind of the results you get, which doesn't really explain why.
So it's just a way to unlock my hormones.
Yeah, but then it
Can
also
you get the same effect via Rimy or?
Yeah, what's a rim? What's the evolutionary imperative of a rim job?
Well, it does just talk about lips here. It doesn't specify which lips. But,
okay.
It also says 2 theories for why humans have a need to kiss stem from the idea that as babies we have an innate liking for lip touching, and it has to do with like breastfeeding, and so because that's
this connection,
and because that's like your first kind of, not like memories, but that's your first interaction in the world, and that's something that's warm and nourishing and gives you life and things like that. So to kind of be reminded of that,
right? It certainly takes.
But kissing, it seems like a long bow to draw between that and the passion I saw last night.
Well, that's
these
it,
two
right?
at Cafe Nino's.
Yeah. I think they just wanted to fuck Eddie. I think that's just basically it. They were just unlocking the fuck hormones, and that's the key. The key is a good old max session at Cafe Nino's.
Yeah, 100%.
Punters Dribbles, a podcast this week brought to you by our good friends at Pilot.com. It's the online men's health toolkit. We get it. You guys know what it is by now. And there are so many things that Pilot can offer you. Now, soft dicks, boners, fucking the one that we want to talk about is weight. Now, Eddie and I obviously basically perfect physical specimens, but one of the great things that Pilot can provide is an opportunity for men who are wanting to lose a couple of kilos. Maybe you want to lose a fuckload of kilos. Fuckload is a unit of measurement, and I'm pretty sure that there are men out there that have fuckloads of kilos they want to lose, and maybe you're not sure about the best way to do it. We've got the way forward for you. Now, part of how they get fuckloads of kilos off of the fat boy frame is a thing, and I'm just reading it because I don't have a memory that is going to allow me to do anything but this, but it's called a metabolic reset program. It combines breakthrough medications, punters and drillers, lowers your appetite, right? Makes you eat less, which is what us thickies can't help but do. So, with ongoing medical health support in conjunction with the metabolic reset program, they're going to get you skinny.
FLOKs, fuckload of kilos. You can lose them if you want at Pilot, because Pilot gets the needs and the wants and the desires of men. They also understand intrinsically, Tom, that men inherently don't love going to, the traditional GP or the traditional doctor setup to talk about these sort of things. They like the anonymity that Pilot provides.
Correct.
You can do it all online. You don't have to put yourself out there. You can get discreet advice and discreet medication delivered to your door. It's the modern way of medicine, baby, and it's tailored for men, which means that it aligns with how we are. And sometimes we like it to be subtle and under wraps, and so no one knows. But at the end of the day, if you want to shed a couple and you want to keep it to yourself, go to Pilot, mate. They're not going to tell a soul, and they're going to make it super fucking easy for you. Super, super easy.
That's right. Pilot.com.au/Hello Sport. Promo code is Dribblers. First doctor's consult for free. At the very least, it's worth your time to just get on there and get in touch and see what it's about. If you're even interested in seeing what it's about, the first doctor's consult's for free. So why the fuck wouldn't you do it?
But anyway, it was a lovely
I went
night.
to dinner last night.
Yeah, you did.
So I got home, as we alluded to, that you and I now fucking fit crew, right?
We're running.
And I had to go home and get my running gear and then go back out. And when I got home, Evie was there, and I went and played with her for a bit. And then as I'm trying to leave the house to go for a run, she's like standing at the door going, "I'll come run with you, Daddy, please. I'll come run with you." I'm like, no, sorry, I got to go. And she's like, "Please don't go. Please, Daddy, don't leave me." And I'm like, oh my God, this is fucking heartbreaking. Like, just let me go run. If I run now, hopefully I'll be here for longer just in a life standpoint,
Yeah.
Let me just...
Trust me.
Let me go. But I felt fucking bad. I was like, we'll do something when I get back. So anyway, I went for a run, and came back and took her out for dinner. We went to Sushi Train. She's obsessed with sushi. I was like, she'll love this sushi.
What does she
train
get?
shit. She just gets the baby avocados. That's all she has.
Yeah.
But she's just fucking like blown away by the fact that the food's just going around in a train.
Yeah, I get that. When we used to go there, like with my parents when I was younger, we used to order food and then they'd bring it out. But then my mum would be like, "Oh, can you put it on the train for them?"
That's exactly what I was doing. I was
Yeah.
like, this is some wholesome shit. And I'm like, put the avocados down there. But before we left, it's like I got home, had a shower, and then I got out of the shower, and so it was like a daddy-daughter dinner date. She covered her entire face in blue crayon. And so we were out to dinner together, and she looked like she had blue lips, and people were like, "What, is she okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, she's fine, don't worry."
So it wasn't enough to be like, "Oh, she's drawn all over her face," but it was enough to be like, "Oh, is there a problem there?"
But they were just like, "What the fuck's going on with this child?"
Oh my God.
And that doesn't even... That was after we tried to wash it off.
So she's just covered her face in blue
Did she
crayon?
cover
Or
her
she
face?
eating them?
No. So it was blue texture, not crayon, texture.
Oh, texture.
Texture all over her face and all over her lips. And it just was the most ridiculous. Like, she was so pleased with herself. Look at that. Isn't that fucking ridiculous?
Oh my God.
But that was, as you were at Cafe Nino's, I was on a different sort of dinner date.
Yeah, well, there you go, mate.
That's life.
That's life, and that's how life diverges, punters and dribblers.
That's it.
That's how life diverges.
I go this way, dinner dates, you're on Cafe Nino's, and eventually you come and meet me at fucking Sushi Train covered in blue ink.
And then we go to bed every night just waiting to be empty nesters.
Yeah. I was thinking about that as well, though, right? Once they leave, then you're almost too old to rip and tear, unless you're like these guys who are getting fucking jacked off it. You know what I mean?
Dude, it's never too late to rip and tear.
No, it's not.
Until it is.
Now, just quickly, before I get into something else I want to talk about, just back on when we were talking about the evolutionary things for like hooking up or whatever. Semi-weird tangent, but I saw this thing on Madagascar the other day, just briefly. There are these trees there that can live for like 1,000 years.
Mm.
And you would recognise
Don't
them.
a lot of trees live for 1,000 years?
I'm not saying they're the only ones. I'm just saying there are these trees in Madagascar.
Right.
And that you would know them if you see them, but they're fucking huge, thick trunks, and they just go all the way up, and then just at the top, they just go, and they just sprout out.
Yep.
And the way Madagascar is there's like these high hills, like highlands, and when the wind comes in from the ocean, heaps of rain on this side of the mountains. That's them, Dave. Can you just get up and move? There's this like wet, like this gets heaps of rain on the high part, and then this other part, the hill basically stops the rain from coming over, and it's very dry. They say it's like the size of France or something, Madagascar, or just a bit smaller. Not that I know how big France is, but apparently fucking huge, Madagascar, considering it's an island.
Yep.
So these trees can hold shitloads of water, and they can survive for like a really long time without a drop of water. But so what these the indigenous people that live over there have done with some of the trees is they have built these like stilt things to climb up them. They dig into them, and then they dig out the tree so it's like a well. So when it rains, they fill these trees up with water, and it doesn't sink into the trees or anything. It just sits in there like a well. And this guy was talking about how he inherited these trees, these wells from his father, who inherited them from his father. Like, so there are these wells that are just like fucking old. These trees are so old, that can sustain. And I just found it incredible. I was like, that's fucking amazing.
And there's just water in there.
There's water in there. And they were like, all these different trees that when it's piss and rain, they just are collecting all the water and putting it in there. And it just stores.
There's some fucking wild shit going on. I was talking to TJ last night, and he's got a farm at Robinson, right? And they have like a water license, and they pump out water, like some different. It used to be Mount Franklin, but now it's like a different brand that pump water out.
So he's selling water.
Selling water, yeah. And he was saying that the aquifer that they're like tapping into, it's like 60 meters underground, is literally like they're underground caves full of water that get filled all the way up at like Yass, and then there's underground rivers that fucking flow all the way down and fill it up. So when it rains, that's not the same water. When it rains, it like sinks a couple of meters and then it runs off.
Yeah. But this is just coming from
ages away, bro. Like, I never think about water like that. That there's literally underground rivers.
Yeah.
Like, not like water like seeping through fucking rock and stone.
Shit.
No, like
proper flowing rivers.
Yeah,
it's wild.
Isn't that fucking wild?
It's completely wild.
I think you might be talking
Apparently
about
it comes up
the Great
crystal clear.
Artesian Basin. Look at that. You can see just this massive thing of water underground that covers like most of Queensland, bit of South Australia, New South Wales, and the Territory as well.
20% of Australia. And how is it like, are we all good in there? You know what I mean? In terms of the state of the world and fucking the environment? Like, is that basin?
I mean, I don't think it's getting better, but
the Great Artesian Basin, is that water under the surface? Is that what you're saying?
Yep. As far as I know, yeah.
There's a lot to know.
There is a lot
There's a lot to know. And when you start learning stuff, you realize you don't know anything.
And then you also know that when you're learning something, I'm also forgetting something else at the same time. I'm making room for something else.
I actually read something the other day, and that's a fact. Because it was like, the title was, are you worried that you're forgetting stuff? And I can't remember, nor can I even remember can't remember my old maths teacher's name, and I can't remember what they look like. I don't know if they were...
How old are we talking?
Year 12.
Oh,
really?
No idea.
You don't even know what they look like.
No idea. Zero. And this article was like, your brain adapts and just goes, that's not useful anymore. Let's fucking throw that in the bin.
But then I imagine if you were to see that maths teacher again, that memory would come back. You wouldn't be like, who's that?
I hope so. I literally have no fucking idea.
I don't know. I mean,
and that wasn't that long ago.
No, that wasn't that long ago. That's pretty recent.
What was that? Fucking 14 years ago.
Fucking hell, is this year 15 years for me out of school? 2007?
Yeah.
Wow, that's etch. Good God. I wonder if we've got anything on for that. That is wild. But I mean, see, there's plenty of shit I don't remember. But mine, to me, was more like when I'm young. But then again, I think about like...
When
holidays.
I'm young, I remember everything.
I think about like holidays we had, and when like the last few that Steph and I have been on, I say at the start of every one that I'm going to write down what we've done every day. Nothing huge, but just like, this is what we did today, this is what we did today. So then I can just like remember.
Do you?
Oh, never done it. I never do it. and you know what? I can't remember a fucking thing we did. I remember a few like flagship moments.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think that's actually not a bad idea from a holiday perspective.
Yeah.
Because it all sort of merges a little bit. And
Yeah.
I think what ended up happening probably is that your memories of events is probably like a merging of different days
Yes, completely.
into one.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So for those of you wanting to go on holidays, do that. Don't just say you'll do it. Do it. Because I don't do it, and now I don't remember anything. There's so many things you do. There's so many things you see, so many funny moments, so many things, and then they just disappear.
Well,
Dust.
you could just like take photos,
That's not the same thing, Dave. That's like you.
but it'll jog your memory.
Yeah, sure, it'll jog your memory. but you've got to write what did you do this day? Where did you go?
I disagree with that, and I'll tell you why. Taking photos is fine, but like you don't scroll back 10 years in your phone. Who the fuck's got time for that? It
Yeah.
needs to be accessible and it needs to be like there.
Trip to America.
Yeah.
Day 1 here, day 2 here. Eddie and I ate this. We went here.
And if you write it down, you'll remember it straight away. You go, oh, fucking oath, I remember that.
You know, if we wanted to keep going with this, my parents used to make us do trip journals, which I've still got at home from when I was like 5 or 6 years old.
That's a good idea.
That's a good
Bring it
idea.
in. Yeah.
That's a good idea because
I don't write down anything and I don't fucking take photos of anything. I don't take like my you can go back 15 years in my phone in like fucking one swipe.
Oh really? I've got a billion.
Yeah, but
photos
you've
on
got
my-
you got a kid now.
Yeah, you know what
Were
else?
you a big photographer before that? I bet you weren't.
No. But
There you go.
No, but I had heaps of stuff though, right? Like but mine was probably more videos. Like if we were doing dumb shit, something funny. But like, I haven't turned off my WhatsApp immediate save to my phone, so I have
Dude, that's the most annoying feature.
my phone.
It's the most. You should opt into that.
Yeah, you should.
You should opt into that. Why do I have to opt out of that? It's
honestly,
fucking annoying.
I have got random, obscure, and you want to talk about things I don't remember, memes from 4 years ago in my phone, or like just a random photo of someone I don't know in my phone that someone's shared into a fucking WhatsApp conversation. And I still haven't changed it. And I don't know why. But my phone, I actually have, this phone I got because of the amount of storage it had. And every time I film something, it's like counting down the minutes of storage I have. It's ridiculous.
The only, like, one of the oldest things I've got on my phone is from 20. I think we've talked about this before on the podcast, but like, I'll bring it up again because there'll be a lot of people in here that haven't heard this because we talked about it a long time ago. Is when you and I used to get stoned and drive home to Sydney and we like started trying to come up with ideas for a podcast.
Someone else would drive us.
That's right. We wouldn't drive. We would drive as in like,
We would be on the trip
we'd be
back.
in the car.
Yes.
And I've got a list here of shit that I might, I think it's funny to go through.
Okay, so this is back when we were, so this is what, like how long ago?
This is 2012.
And we were talking about ideas for a podcast.
But like we didn't do the podcast for,
No, we weren't doing it for a few,
for
like,
maybe 3 years after this.
but we were talking about it for a long time.
Well, I have proof of it because this was the 15th of August 2012.
Jesus Christ, okay.
Miranda's Treasure Yourself book, like Miranda Kerr.
So she had one, right?
Yeah, she
so
must have.
these were these things that were like ideas we wanted to talk about?
You must have been. I don't know. Psychics, and then I've got dash lying, abusing cunts. Nelson County, which I think was those white cans that we drank once, and they fucked us up.
Nelson
dude.
cans, they put you in a fucking body bag. They're
dude.
fucked up.
They were fucked up. Phonetic languages.
Ooh.
Or phonetic language. Rivers.
Dude, we're all over the map here. Miranda Kerr,
Yeah.
Nelson Cans, and phonetic language. Rivers. We're still talking about rivers.
We've come full circle. Dad sandals.
Yo, they are a thing.
Oh, wait. Do you reckon Rivers might have been like Rivers the shop? Or is it actual Rivers?
Maybe.
It could have been, Dave.
Whatever happened to Rivers?
It could have been.
No, it's still around.
And Dad sandals, we still bag those out. Shout out to Birkenstocks. No offense.
People not as friendly in the city.
True.
Guests on each week to shoot the shit.
So that's an interview, Tom and Eddie.
Wow, that's groundbreaking stuff.
Yeah, that's groundbreaking podcast there. Guests on each week to shoot the shit. Yep. Good idea,
Well, this is
guys. Let's not forget that one.
Yeah,
That's
you gotta
2012
copyright
though.
that.
Maybe no one was doing it.
Yeah, maybe not. 10 years ago.
Question marks don't need full stops. It's a curveball. Why are there full stops? I mean, who the fuck knows what that means?
Can you tell we were stoned?
Ignorance is bliss doesn't make sense. It's always going to catch up with you.
Oh, that's good. That's good. It's always going to catch up with you.
We would have been sitting there going, bro.
It's a great point, man. Fuck, that's great.
Fedoras and the Fedora Challenge. I'll fill the punter and the dribbler in about what the Fedora Challenge was.
Please, I can't remember it.
It was that we had to grow moustaches and wear fedoras, and you had to wear it fucking every day, and the first person to take it off lost, was my memory of it.
Oh, no. Wasn't it
And
something...
Streety was
wasn't
like...
it about having to grow a moustache and the first person to get rid of the moustache had to wear a fedora everywhere? Or the other way around?
No, I
Because
think...
Street couldn't grow a moustache. We're like, we'll draw one on then.
Yeah. And he goes, but I can't grow one. We go, yeah, just draw one on.
Draw one on. Problem solved.
He was getting really cut about it. He's like, no, but like, that's fucking unfair. Like, you can bush and grow. And we go, dude, it's not a big deal.
It's not a
You
big
can
deal, just draw it on. Get a texture and draw on the moustache.
Take you a second.
Way easier than us. having to
Way
grow it.
easier. Way easier. Psychic of the Year, Heavenly Energies.
That's obviously something we like. There must have been some awards or something.
Surely. And then, has anyone ever shouted the whole bar? I'm sure they have.
I'm just.
And then there's one more. Send letter to Chambers. Do you remember that?
Send letter to, as in the dude from
As in
Teacher?
Mr. Chambers.
Why the fuck did we want to?
Because we heard something about like.
Oh, I don't know. Bad or good?
Well, I don't know. We weren't sure, but we wanted to pen him a letter,
That is absurd.
which we never did.
Thank God we didn't. Because I had a very random relationship. I don't know that it'd make sense for us to send him a letter.
Heavenly Energies is a shop in Willoughby that sells like crystals and shit like that.
Is there an award for Psychic of the Year?
I'm sure there is some sort of award.
Dude, ignorance is bliss is bullshit. It'll catch up with you eventually. That might be my favourite that might be my favourite, I think, of the whole thing.
So that right there is the benefit of fucking hanging on to shit, because you can laugh about stuff.
Yeah, definitely. That's hilarious. But like, if you were to look at my phone, Tobler's gone.
Dude, you almost killed Tobler. He was coughing. I was worried he was about to
like in terms of just seeing how much shit. Look at this. Just like I'm just scrolling like.
Yeah,
photos
it's
on my
all
phone.
kid stuff.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, we can go hard.
You should get that up where it
That's
gets rid of.
to Easter. What you've just seen. That's how much shit I got.
You should get rid of the duplicates. You can get apps that just deletes all the duplicates.
I'm sure I could, dude. It's a technological bridge I don't know I'm prepared to cross yet.
Anyway, that was fun.
That was funny as fuck. How about ScoMo flattening that kid?
Yeah.
Some people think it was staged. I don't think it was. Or if it was, he's good at acting like he's falling. He also fucking shouldered that guy right in the face.
Yeah.
Some of the boys think it was
Why would it be?
staged.
Why staged?
I don't know. Oh, okay. What did they
Who
say?
thinks it's staged?
Yeah, well, I won't say their names, but
Give me their nickname.
Well, you know them. They're in the fucking chat group you're in. But dude, he fucking pumped that kid. Here we go. Definitely staged.
Did this same bloke also say that the Oscars thing was staged?
No, these are people that you'd probably align with politically, Dave.
Yeah, there's a lot of lefties in this group.
They were saying like, oh, well, you know, the day that Albanese had a really good day politically, and then there was some like wage thing that was mentioned. It was like ScoMo trying to distract from it.
Look, mate, you know what, Tom? You know what I'll say to that? I know so little.
Same day, it was planned. Same day wage data came out. Same day Albo crushed it at the press club. I'm like, really?
He's got a point.
Yeah, but like, my
Let
point
me see. Look at the video.
You can see he trips though. You can
Dude,
see him.
he
You can see
legitimately
him kick up.
trips.
Yeah, he kicks up a bit of dirt.
He
and then
does.
goes.
I don't know.
Do you reckon that his strategy to deflect from Albo crushing it at the press club is to fucking tackle a kid?
Look,
That is so.
That to me is
That's
like.
too. It's what do you?
I
who
think
would
that's
come
a
up
dumb
with that?
statement. Either like I'd be, again, because I hate ScoMo. I'm like, I don't even think he's doing that. Like, I just don't think that's reasonable at all.
No, I don't think so. I think that's fucking ridiculous.
He's not that good at like he legitimately trips there.
Dude, he just trips over. Like, what are we talking about?
He's not looking at the kid. You could tell if someone.
But also, he doesn't move well. He's not slide on his feet.
He's a fucking doofus. He doesn't move well at all.
He doesn't move, exactly. And oafs trip over themselves.
He's not there's at no point in ScoMo's life, I assume, was he like a physical presence or like agile.
Dude,
or
oafs trip over all the time.
Yeah.
That's just what oafs do. And I don't think that should shock people.
Dude, he shoulders that fucking kid into the face, and then they score a goal. No one's talking about the goal that kid scored. Can we look at this video? Go back. Look at this kid's shot. Look at this kid's shot. Right in front of the screen. Bang. Look at that.
Oh.
Bro.
And the one kid just yells. He's like, fuck yeah.
That's the fucking goal of the century. On camera. Like, this kid's clutch. A-League should be signing that little bastard up ASAP. Look at that shot.
Man. Just fucking beautifully.
And it's no one's paying attention because Albo killed a kid.
Not Albo.
ScoMo, same thing.
So how are you feeling? You nervous little lefty? You're like, are you wigging out about this weekend? Or are you
sweating in your fucking Birkenstocks?
Have you handed a shit out yet?
No, I haven't gone to do that. I haven't been bothered. None of them have impressed me enough. There's no party that properly represents me in New South Wales, at least.
No. So do you?
What about a colour communist party or something?
Well, there's the Socialist Alliance in the Senate, but they're not really doing much flyering and shit. In Victoria, they've got the Victorian Socialists who are pretty good, and they're making a bit of a run for it.
So what do you do then? Like, if you don't get what you want, you start burning stuff. You set things on fire. Do you? How do you approach?
How do lefties react?
Well, no, because I don't think it's fair to target. That's the thing I find that the problem is with lefties. Even though I agree. Is that he's like got two left arms, you know what I mean? So you need to have, you don't want all lefties. I'd say I'm more left leaning to be.
You know what I mean.
He is Antifa.
I'm not talking about people that are sit in the middle and might lean a little bit more left.
I actually think I'm middle. I'm lost in the middle.
You're lost in the middle?
I'm lost in the middle.
Like lost in translation, but lost in the middle.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think you are. I just think you're disillusioned by both sides of the extreme.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm in the middle. Because I don't because there'd be things I think that I would be down with for both. But I actually don't even know anything. Like, I haven't looked into anything. Have you got that voter compass?
Yeah, we got that.
How long does that take to do?
There's 30 questions.
Do you want to do the voter compass and see what we are?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see what we are.
Also, I don't think we have to agree. We have to
we have to come to an agreement.
Yes.
Or, prepare to concede. You know what I mean? If you really feel that, okay.
Yep. How high should the minimum wage be?
Okay, how high? Much lower.
Well,
somewhat lower. I'm just reading out the options.
But we don't know what it is.
I think it's $20.33 at the moment.
But that's minimum. But $20.33 to whom?
To people earning minimum wage.
Yeah, what do you mean?
But who? But does that a certain age? Like if you're older, does that go up?
Yeah, no, I think.
Do you know what I mean? Is that minimum wage to 17-year-olds? Because now we're having a different conversation.
No. I know if you're under 18, you do earn lower. The minimum wage is for adults. I'm 90% sure.
And it depends on industry as well.
Well, no, then I think you start
the minimum $20.33, not in construction. It's not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because that's award rates, right? You start
there
getting
is
into
a
award
minimum
rates.
wage though, right? The lowest you could go, industry aside, the lowest you can go.
But it would be in a specific industry.
Well, there might be multiple.
Because you can't go that low in construction.
Right, but there'd be multiple industries.
Because construction, you got to get accreditations and there's hazard pay and stuff like that. So there's stuff on top.
There would absolutely be.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but there'd be multiple industries, right, that are the baseline.
Yeah, we're probably talking
construction. It might be, but there would be a baseline. This is the least you can get paid anywhere.
Yes.
Yeah, we're talking
so you understand that.
Unless if you work at a place that's nutted out a different award.
But that would only be more than that, though. It couldn't be less than that.
Like Macca's and shit.
But it could only be more, not less, right? If the minimum wage is minimum wage, you can't pay less.
It can't be less?
It can't be less.
It can't be less.
It's illegal if it's
that
less.
seems obvious. This sometimes we're dealing with these right-wing fucks who just don't want to secede ground.
What do you mean? I'm understanding the question.
I don't know how you didn't get that. I thought that was pretty straightforward. Well, what about labourers? Yeah, I get that. But the minimum wage, they get paid more. Yes, the minimum wage. What's the least someone can get paid? Do you get it?
Yep.
Okay, good. What do we think? Should it be higher, lower? And what is it currently? 20? We're going to be here all day.
$20.33, I think.
We will be here all day. It's again, like, I don't fucking...
I don't think that
because it implies that heaps of people are on minimum wage.
I think they are.
Yeah, dude, I think that you...
Are they? But that's what I don't know.
I'd say so.
Now we're just guessing.
Right, but what's
that's
that?
That's what I'm... It's misleading as fuck.
Well, I think that with this, you're basically...
Like, if you said, should teachers get paid more, this is what they get paid, I'd be like, okay, now I've got something to fucking grasp onto.
So you think that it needs to be more nuanced than just to be going, what is the minimum? I think you're talking about what people should be paid, generally, human beings, to live. And what things cost, and what you can afford based on what things cost, that people should be able to afford things. So just based on that, not what you think about the job they're doing, not what you think about that, because not everyone has access to education that's going to get them a good job, or just access to fucking opportunities for jobs. So what is the bare minimum someone should be paid just generally on a like humanitarian level?
I'll tell you this, the monthly minimum wage, so that $20 whatever, rounded out to a month, is $3,090 a month.
Again, I don't know what any of this means. I'm just going to say...
$3,090 in your pocket. Anyway, we're getting bogged down.
I'm just going to say somewhat higher. I don't think... I'm happy with
somewhat higher.
I think somewhat higher.
All right.
Question one.
One down.
How much money should out-of-work Australians receive in unemployment benefits? See, this is a problem for us now because we aren't being given any of the numbers. They should give the numbers.
That's what I'm saying.
How are you meant to... This voter compass is fucking stupid.
How much money should out-of-work Australians receive in unemployment benefits?
How much do they get paid? What is the number?
Okay, I can give you some numbers here. All right, so
yeah, but the problem is, Dave, and I'm not. This wasn't against you. If you're asking people to vote to vote on this, then you need to give us the fucking stat so I can go, oh, that seems like a lot, or that doesn't seem like much. Now I can. You're assuming that anyone knows this. That's half the reason I'm here is because I don't know any of this bullshit.
You've got to be like super across everything.
This is so dumb, dude. I'm disappointed. I thought this was going to be.
Do we want to try to do a more general one? Because I found another one.
Well, I just
don't think this is going to be... We're going to be asking these questions every single time.
I've got to have read the fucking paper back to front every day for the last 5 years to fucking answer these questions.
This is like, I'm not doing my HSC, bro. I don't know what the unemployment benefit schemes are or what people are getting paid. See, I was not on Eddy's side first time. Now I'm definitely on Eddy's side because we can't go through 30 questions. This bullshit.
Yeah, we're killing this. I found a better one because that one was too tied to like specific Australian policies rather than like a more general where do you sit on left and right.
That's what we want.
Yeah. Because we're getting bogged the fuck down there.
This will be good.
And a lot of people will be like, well, people that are unemployed should get more money. When they got double it, right? And this is, I'm talking from like a labour hype perspective. When they doubled it in lockdown last time, no one worked.
No.
They go, am I going to get $800 for sitting on the couch a week? Fucking oath.
Well,
I'm not doing a goddamn thing.
We have many friends who were being paid more in lockdown than they were beforehand. So they're like, yo, love COVID. Shout out to COVID.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, here we go. This seems better for us.
Yes, this is more us. If you had to choose, would you rather a smaller government providing fewer services, a bigger government providing more services? Damn, I don't know.
But see, I'm annoyed because I feel like we've got like quite a good number of services now.
Yeah, I'm happy with the services. I don't think we need more or less.
Okay, but then, because this is like an international thing, think about it on the scale of like the Australian government versus America, how the Australian government does provide a lot more services to people than the American government with things like healthcare and welfare and stuff like that.
Bigger government, more services. I think we can go with that.
Yeah, right. Okay, so you think about it that way as opposed to what we've got now.
Yeah, just, all right. When you say you favour a bigger government providing more services, do you think it would be better to modestly expand on current government services, greatly expand on current modestly?
Yeah, modestly.
Definitely.
Which of the following statements come close to your view? America's openness to people from all over the world is essential to what we are as a nation. If America is too open to people from all over the world, we risk losing our identity as a nation. I think there's a nuanced answer to that probably we aren't given an opportunity to choose. But I think on the whole, openness
on the
to
whole.
people.
But they're not quite right, these questions. These are all yank questions as well.
Yeah.
Dave's found us an American.
We're doing an American one because the Australian one was ridiculous.
In general, would you say experts who study a subject for many years are usually better at making good policy decisions about the subject than other people? usually worse than making good policy decisions about the subject than other people. Neither better nor worse at making.
Better.
You'd have to say better.
Better. Definitely.
Jesus Christ, Dave, this is so American. Thinking about increased trade of goods and services between US and other nations in recent decades, would you say the US has? I don't know any answer to this. Do you want to?
Is this going for too long?
I think so. Fuck
Do we put a pin in it?
We put a pin in it. I think that vote with your heart.
Vote with.
Vote.
I would say this: open your heart.
Yeah.
To voting and channel in whatever energy feels right for you and vote accordingly.
How about that dribbler that got upset?
That's all I'd say. Oh, dude. Bro, look, some people take voting very seriously.
Yeah.
And like, I love that we live in a democracy where we get to vote and shit. I think that's cool. But, you know, like,
if you're not, the thing that
let's not take it fucking, let's not
pretend like,
let's not pretend like every vote counts, because they don't.
But also, I just more am like, if you are in a situation like Dave was saying there, where there's no one that you actually really like, and that's true, and maybe you just have to like pick through the best of a bad bunch, I can understand why someone may feel like they aren't motivated to vote. And the way this...
Well, the only reason people vote, realistically, is because you get fined if you don't.
Yeah.
Look at the US turnouts. It's like only 60% of people vote.
But exactly. But also like the fact that most people don't understand or don't have the knowledge, myself included, to really make a nuanced decision where you're going, oh, I'm doing it because of this. It's like, I hate ScoMo and that's why I'm not voting for him. And that's essentially where I'm going with it. But like this dribbler, someone did like a donkey vote, which, you know, do whatever the fuck you want, dude. I'm not telling you what to do. Where I'm certainly not telling you to donkey vote, but I'm not telling you not to. And we just we
do what you want to do at Parish of Blood.
Exactly. He tagged us and we shared it, and this guy DM'd us going, "It's fucking shameful that you're encouraging donkey voting." I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude, it's a joke on a fucking comedy page on Instagram. Can you just relax? Mate, fucking, you know, this is as important an election as what you've ever had. I'm just like, oh. I'm like, dude, you know what else? John Howard isn't working for us as an unpaid intern, you fucking dumbass. Like, if someone's going to go and vote on a donkey vote, we can't control that. We're not telling him to do it, but if you do it, that's on you, dude. The same way we don't control who you vote for, it's not our responsibility. Take personal responsibility for your own behaviors rather than going, oh, it's your fault that this guy went and did something dumb. You're like, Jesus Christ, go away. Go away.
Mate, and as I was saying to you, if you vote below the line, which you'd have to have something wrong with you to do that, but if you get one box wrong, donkey vote. Donkey vote. And that would happen all the fucking time. Even if you are super well-intentioned. What's the fucking difference?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They probably lose a bag here and a bag there. We're still doing the old school way. I'm sure people fuck up the count all the time.
Dude, Dave fucked up counting your jumpers.
Exactly.
And he's political.
And he only had to count a couple. You know what I mean?
Imagine him. He's one of the people that's volunteering to count the fucking votes. He can't even count jumpers. There was like 12 of them.
So, look, just chill out, bro.
Relax.
It'll be fine.
Relax. It's all good.
It'll be all good.
It's all good.
But it's, well,
they're all shit options. Let's be honest.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
I will say this. I listen to the radio and shit on the way to work.
2GB?
Yeah, but we listen to it because it's funny.
Yeah.
And I read the paper from time to time. I have got to be honest. I don't have any idea at all what Albanese, what his vibe is. I don't know what he wants to do. I don't know what he's up to.
And that could be because newspapers cover.
But I don't know. But I don't even know what ScoMo's up to either. I don't know what either of these cunts are up to. All they do is just sling mud at each other, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a deliberate feature of, and we're going into real, like, you know, theoretical stuff here, but a deliberate feature of the ruling class to keep power, and whether that ruling class is Liberal or Labor or whoever it is, but the ruling class, which some would say is Liberal and Labor. But to make people disillusioned from politics so that they're not involved, so that they're not paying attention, so that they're not seeing if the legislation that's passed is in their interests or not. that's kind of how they keep in power. So it does kind of really piss me off when people say like, oh, they're just as bad as each other, because it's like the least productive and helpful way to look at it.
But it doesn't mean that they're not, though.
No,
it's
I
not
know,
an incorrect
exactly.
statement.
Yeah, it's not incorrect.
It is the reality is that they are. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't be more engaged or more interested, but it's like you got the.
It seems to me like you start getting really engaged when you're like empty nester. You're like 50, 55,
What else
60.
have you got to do?
That's when you start to really activate yourself politically.
Unless you're Dave.
Unless you're Dave, who's just already onto it, which is cool, dude.
Well,
it is good.
It's people that are.
I like that about you.
It's people
But
that are
I haven't
either
had
gonna be
that
like-
inner fire lit yet, you know?
Yeah, it's people that are either going to be like actually influenced by the results of the election. So people like retirees and old people, which is always a topic on the election, or on the other hand, like young people and people who are idealistic and are like, oh, I think I can make change, when really like
That's
you
the
probably
problem.
can't.
When you're early 20s, you think
I think I've had that's
That's been
left
beaten
me.
out of me.
Yeah, you guys are in that middle stage.
That's
yeah.
been beaten out of me,
beaten
bro.
out of me quick.
I used to be a young idealist
Yeah,
as well,
same, dude.
and then you just go, oh,
Oh, I've had that beaten
right.
senselessly out
Then
of
you
me.
just wake up one
But
day.
then, like, you see, I saw a video, like a political thing of ScoMo, I think it may have even been yesterday, and he's down at a puppy farm in Tasmania or some shit, and he's like, we're going to give $5 million to seeing eye dogs. And I'm like, that's fantastic, right? Great, more seeing eye dogs, that shit. But I'm like, it's just him cuddling puppies, you know? And I'm just like, this is such spin and bullshit. The same way, and Albo's no different. They're just the way they all do it. You're just like, this is all bullshit, dude.
But I think in a way,
Labor's
these
marketing's been
politicians
better, I
don't like it as much as people might think they do. It's all like for the media. And because all you're doing, and especially in this day and age, all every day in the election is either ScoMo or Albo or fucking Clive Palmer or the Greens trying to steal the moment and the headline for
Of
that
the day, yeah.
And to be able to be the front thing on that news. And that's why the thing about like ScoMo purposely tackling the kid, it's probably and definitely not true, but it's not out of the question, because in the media in this day and age, it doesn't even matter if what you do is like good or bad. It's just you have to be there and front of mind.
It's not a bad point, actually, in terms of like what's leading the news.
well,
with
if
Peter
it
Overton.
wasn't on purpose, it worked. Do you know what I mean?
If it was
Yeah,
on purpose, it was brilliant. But I'm just saying.
If it was on purpose, it's inspired as fuck. But
I mean, it worked for Boris Johnson.
Yeah, well, that was the same thing that boys were saying in the chat. It's right out of the Boris playbook. But
it would.
the
I'd
thing for
like
me
to
was
be.
just-
I'd like to be in a campaign room while they're coming up with like all these fucking ideas and ploys and shit.
Dude, the fucking...
I tell you the worst thing-
The Labour jingle? Is that what you're about to say?
there's
that's
a
a
whole
li- that's a
fucking
fucking- I wanna shoot
Maybach.
myself.
That's a
every
liberal
time.
ad about Labor.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fucking awful. I'll tell you what's really effective, and like it's completely out of context, but it's good, is that when they're like fucking paying out ScoMo about like he's never there in the big moments, and then it's just clips of him going, that's not my job. That's
So
not my
this is
job.
what I was
That's
watching.
I'm like, bro, that's pretty fucking
It's great.
good.
But so I was watching the Gruen transfer last night on
Yeah,
ABC,
yeah.
and I think the Liberal Party made like a response ad to that ad, and they just played the full video of all the times he said it's not my job, and all of them were very reasonable statements, but they just took him saying it's not my job and cut him together.
Of course they did. It's genius.
But no, but like,
Are you saying it's fucked up they could do that?
I'm saying that, yeah, that's fucked up they do that.
It is fucked up. But I'm saying
but-
it's effective.
Oh, no, it's completely effective. But I just think that, you know, I don't know, I feel like maybe I would have thought, not that I necessarily would have thought either way, it's fucked up that that's the way they're doing it to push the narrative and of that ScoMo saying it's not my job, which he has done, and he's a piece of shit.
But they're
and I don't
tying
like
that
it.
into like an existing feeling that people have about him fucking off in the fires
Completely.
and like, you know,
but
going
they haven't
missing and
found
shit.
times where he's actually said it. They've just made
Because he
it.
didn't say it.
Right, but you could cut things.
No, I'm with you.
You know what I mean? I just think it's like, it's kind of
Dude, it's
rank
grubby as
in
fuck.
terms of like, you could cut things out of context from anyone, and
Which happens all the time.
which happens all the time.
When they're trying to cancel
and just
people, they do
use
that
it
all
to
the time.
fucking build a narrative around them. It's like, that's actually really squirrely that's the way they went about it, even though the perception is that it's not his job, or that that's his approach.
The
Oh,
problem is
screw
that
it.
there's very weak political advertising laws in terms of like having to put out true things in political ads. It's very
Yeah,
weak in
you
Australia.
can-
There's a
you
few
can.
like not from Liberal or Labor because they benefit off it, but some of the independents and stuff are all calling for like, oh, we need better truth in political advertising laws.
Can you just have a look, Dave?
Well, they've got bans at the moment on TV and radio, I think from yesterday up until election day, but there's no bans on fucking print and online. I'm like, everyone's online though. So
No one's
these
watching.
laws are so old, dude.
Dude,
aren't
the
they?
worst
There's one.
one-
Can you check if I couldn't tell if it was legitimate or a joke, but the Liberal Party did one where they made Albanese Gollum.
When they made him what?
Gollum.
Oh, Gollum.
Just see if it's on YouTube or somewhere where it's Albanese as Gollum being like.
Is it a video or just a photo?
No, it's a video. It's like a
oh,
thing
it
of
is.
him
Okay, it is Liberal Party like official.
It's fucking bonkers, dude. This is what you're being at. Look at this shit. The fact that this is what you're being fed as like a political ad. Again, we're talking shit about both sides here. It's a shit show from top to bottom. And I'm like, what?
Oh, why isn't this working?
What fucking freak show is making a Gollum reference in 2022? Like, Gollum is from when?
Is politics all over the world this embarrassing, or is it just
Australian politics?
Nah, it's most like England and the US are pretty similar. We're actually a lot better off than the US.
Well, hold off.
Because our election campaigns go for 3 weeks. They goes for 2 years.
Yeah.
I can imagine sitting through 2 years of that shit, dude.
I hate
3 weeks is more than enough,
dude.
Bro, I can't remember a time when
3
there
weeks is more
wasn't
than
an
enough.
election campaign. This shit just...
In America?
No, now, here. It feels like it's... Because usually it's 3 weeks, but everyone knew there was going to be an election from like the start of this year.
Yeah, but it ramped up 3 weeks ago is what I mean.
Yeah.
Does that go out
Otherwise,
on
before
the-
that, they were just talking about it was upcoming. But now you get the ads and shit and all the crap.
Yeah.
And the problem is that the messaging or like the people telling you the narrative, the story of like just how the campaign's going, it's like you can't trust anything. At least that's how I feel.
It's not working.
Yeah, no, we'll get in it. 1 sec.
Puns and dribblage, if you're still with us during this fucking rambling, dribbly fucking...
Political fucking
piece of
Here you go.
poo.
Look at this.
Taxes, yes. Taxes. We
Turn it down.
tax all of them. So much money. No, you idiot. But I want their money. No, you can't tell them. It's the only way we get precious votes. Well, our policies is fully costed. No, they're not fully costed. That's just what we tell them. Coal is so good. Coal gets us precious in the Queensland.
I don't get it.
Use your head.
I'm so lost.
Think.
Oh my god.
I don't even understand
Look at
it.
him like with the hipster
Now,
lefty
So we
like
don't like coal?
coffee,
No.
coffee in the.
Just tell them both what they want to hear. Just like we did with JobKeeper. Yes, JobKeeper. We changed so many
How long does this
times.
go for, Dave?
Another 20 seconds.
Whatever
This is way too long.
says
It's just stupid though. It's actually absurd.
I can't even hear it.
But what if I stand for something? You stand for something? You're too weak. It won't be easy under Albanese.
Oh my god.
That is the worst
That's
fucking
fucked.
thing I've ever seen, and it's embarrassing that that's the way that you're having like the way that we are being spoken to on a political standpoint of who's going to be the leader of the country. Like that is fucking insane to me.
That was a lot.
Like
That was
shame
a
on
lot.
whoever did that. That is fucking wild. I hope we put that in the old YouTube Tobler.
Oh, that was a lot.
That was so much. How long have we been going for? I don't want to end on that, but I just want to know how long we've been going for. Okay.
There's
We gotta do some.
Yeah.
There's a story from the Giro d'Italia, the big bicycle race in Italy.
One of the Grand Tours, Dave. Read a book.
One of the Grand Tours, yeah.
Yeah, learn something, bro.
I don't know, man. I just drive a car, sorry. So basically, this guy became the first black African to win a stage at any Grand Tour. He's from
the first black African. I'm like, I don't think so.
he's from Eritrea. What is his?
To win a stage?
To win a stage, but then he was celebrating his win with a bottle of champagne, as one does. Popped it into his eye, and now can't race again for the next stage.
Oh, no.
Dude. Not a big popper of champagne, bro.
Dude.
Oh, why isn't the video playing?
Oh, bro, that's so bad. Poor cunt. What's his name?
I'll get it. His name is
Oh, is it
It's
Matteo Van der Poel?
No,
Yeah, I don't
Biniam
know what you're
Gamay.
looking. Yeah, Biniam Gamay. That's him. Oh, it's gone. Hang on.
Dude, that's so fucked. I saw a friend of the show, Nude Soon, once when we were both going to a year 12 formal. And not our one, but with the, I think it was actually Steph's year 12 formal. That's how long we've been together. And he was with another girl. And we got to this like fucking mad house beforehand. And they were handing out beers. And there was a bottle opener. And we had Coronas. And I just used the bottle opener. And he just pulled out his lighter and popped it. And popped the lid straight into his eye. And his eye just started like swelling over for the night. I'm like, oh, bro. You're
At Prees.
the priest to the formal, his eye just started getting really red and like closing little. I'm like, oh, bro, you're going to want to get some ice on that, dude. Should have just used a bottle opener. Trying to look too hot, Bracey. Trying to look too hot and cool.
Well, he is hot and cool.
He is hot and cool. That's what I mean. But
that's
was
his
like,
problem.
And I think it was when he was on Home and Away. So he was at like.
Oh, so that was like,
he
I'm
was
a
in
fan.
his hot and cool.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know, he's just, he was really. Oh, here we go. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh,
Dude,
no.
your technique's all gone.
Dude, don't look over it, bro. Oh! No. Oh, he knows he's fucked it here.
Oh, no, you idiot. Oh, no. Oh, no, his big moment. Oh, no.
And now he's,
Oh, mate, what have you done?
So he's out of the race now?
So I don't know if he's out of the full race. What does
What
it
have
say here?
you done?
Medical tests revealed a hemorrhage in his eye, and the team doctor said it was strongly recommended he avoid physical activity.
Oh,
So he's out. You can't miss the
out.
stage.
Oh, yeah, I guess so then, yeah.
You can't take stages off.
holy shit. Get that video as well.
If you don't finish the stage in the minimum time, you get fucked off as well.
Yeah.
Dude, look at this. Oh, dude.
No, I can't watch it again.
I can. Come on. You don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, fuck. They really are pressurized, aren't they?
Oh, fuck yeah.
They really are.
Oh, fuck yeah.
It's Thursday today, isn't it?
Yep.
What's the rugby league we got on? Thanks to KO. Our good friends at KO.
Broncos Knights tonight.
Broncos Knights. Broncos, fuck, they get some Thursday, Friday games.
That's all they get.
That's all they get. I like the Broncos. It's a weird Stockholm syndrome thing, right? They fucking pounded us, but now I like them. I like their players. They're going well.
Well, I like Adam Reynolds. And I always have. I love Adam Reynolds.
But I like that he's gone there and started ripping, you know? I like that for Adam.
I like it for Adam.
Can you
Adam
get
got
the team
fucked
up for tonight's game, Dave?
Yeah, for tonight's game, yeah.
Yeah.
It's good seeing someone that was fucked over.
And now he
Right, terrible wrongs.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
So their backs all look better. Gagai's back. He's there. Well, you know what? It's actually not that. It's pretty even.
That's like
Ponga-
a decent back five.
Ponga
for the
Martin,
Knights.
you'd take Coates over Lee. You'd Staggs over Best. Gagai over Farnworth. Cobbo over Young.
But I don't think like Young and Edric are that bad. Like
No, I don't think they're
decent
that
on their
bad,
day.
but they aren't the same as Sel and Cobbo.
Yeah.
Milford will be interesting to see how he goes against his old club. There's no way the NRL could have planned that, but it's just great that he's coming back against his old club.
Well, you say they haven't planned it, but they would have given him the green light.
But they gave him a suspension up until a certain round. I mean,
Oh, it was. Right. Okay. As opposed to like, we'll fucking sign off at it when we want.
yeah. I mean, they could have gone, you know what? How long do we think you should sign him for? Like, it was a difference between, say, like 7 or 8 weeks, and 8 got him a game back against the Broncos. They might have just gone, fuck it, we'll give him 8 weeks. Interesting. I like the Broncos side.
It's all right.
It's pretty good, dude. Like, in terms of there are a lot of young throbbers and they're like up and coming. Like Carrigan the last few weeks has been hot as fuck. And, you know, so you've already got Payne Haas and Capewell who are Origin. Jordan Ricky's been getting those hips moving.
It's funny how everyone fucking talked about Brad Arthur's son being in the side, and then they're talking about Flanagan and Cuddy Coachie's boy at the Dogs. No one really says anything about Billy Walters.
I think there was a bit of a yarn about it at the start.
I don't ever hear it. I haven't heard a thing about it.
No, at the start of the year, I think there was a little bit because they were talking about who it was. I think basically they were going, it was Gamble, it was Albert Kelly, and it was Billy Walters vying for the half spot. But Billy kind of was playing, like he was playing well enough, I think, to get the selection a couple of times, but then he'd get maybe moved onto the bench and Albert Kelly would play. There was a little bit of chat there, but he's been playing pretty well, so I don't think if you play well, there's nothing to worry about. And if they're winning, like, they've won 4 games on the trot, I think.
They weren't winning, though.
And that was when they were talk. Well, they won their first 2, and then I think they lost a few. But, I mean, mate, where are they on the ladder? 8? 9?
7 or 8.
So not 9. They're definitely
9.
in the top 8.
Broncos are 1, 2, 3, 4. They've won their last 4, but they've beaten Manly, Souths, Sharks, and Bulldogs.
Sharks is good, though. They've beaten Sharks. Souths are good.
On the ladder, Broncos are 7th. Broncos are the lowest ranked team on 12 points.
Who's won 8? Who's 8th?
8th is Bunnies. 8th is Bunnies are on 10 points, just sneaking in, tied with Manly.
What's Manly on 10?
Yeah, 10 points, 9th, just out of it.
Fuck, we're going okay.
We're not going great. We're in the slipstream. Shout out to the Giro d'Italia. We're just sitting there just while everyone else is like breaking the wind for us. And then we're going to
peel and work, babe. We're going to peel and work. You know how to peel and work, don't you?
Manly obviously play the Eels tomorrow night. We're going to pump them. Everyone's like fucking...
Look, if you listen...
Can you go to the Manly side, though?
This is the bet of the round. Manly 13 plus.
Yeah.
Pays like $8.50.
Yeah, $8.50 Manly 13 plus.
That's fucking money for jam, babe.
Like, as if you don't just get on that value, right? It's like that value is there. The Eels go well against really good teams, and then you would say Manly out of form.
The Eels can play
struggle.
like a busted ass. We know they can. Manly can also play like a busted ass, but we can also turn it on and play fucking rip snorting footy. If we can find that balance and the Eels just don't show up like they always do, 13 plus is a lock.
Now,
And you get $8.50 for it.
is Ben Trebojevic injured? Can you scroll down? Okay, so that shoulder must have been fucked, eh?
Which has bought our boy Morgan.
Who's our
back.
bench? Dylan Walker, Josh Schuster, Martin DePau, Sipley. Who's in the back row? Olakawatu, Davey, Jake. Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a switch before the game.
Shuey gets on, maybe.
Why wouldn't you start the Schuster?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just like, I guess like from a fitness standpoint.
Well, I thought he was meant to be out for a few more weeks with this injury.
Yeah, so did I.
I hope Manly's not rushing players back. I don't want you rushing fucking anyone back.
No,
Just
especially
chill.
not someone like Schuster or Turbs.
Don't do that.
But it's a good side, the Parramatta side. But I think Manly comfortably pump them 13 plus. Garrick maybe.
Friday night football, 7:55.
With Schuster back in the side on that left, Garrick's fucking guaranteed points. Fucking teed them. Is that us, Ed?
That's us,
I
babe.
think so. All right, tonight, 6 p.m, hellosport.shop. Dior hoodies, summer tan hats, never to be made again. Be there. Don't be square. Be there.
Bye-bye.
Could you two just not talk anymore?